All right, welcome to the relationship show. This one is on not knowing how to express your feelings. So, this one actually comes in from a woman not knowing how to do this. She says, growing up, my parents never taught me how to express my emotions and understand them. And I can see it's affecting my relationship with my partner, who's a 26-year-old man. Whenever we get in an argument, I don't know how to express what I feel, and he ends up feeling like I never tell him anything. I want to get better at communicating, but at the same time, I'm so damn stubborn and end up not saying anything at all and instead become passive aggressive towards him. This sounds silly, but how can I get better at expressing my feelings? Where do I start? And what helps you out? Um, So as far as like how to express your feelings, I probably wouldn't be the best guide for that. But what I can tell you is how, you know, how you're really showing up as far as the guy's perspective. Um, and when a woman can't express her feelings to a guy, and then just basically bottles it up what she's doing, um, that is when she is closing herself off to her guy. And if you look at the three C's of masculinity, being closed off is one of the biggest things that hurt men. And so if your woman is closed to you, doesn't talk through things, doesn't talk to you, um, then it feels like you are not succeeding as a man as far as succeeding in the relationship and being like the one who takes care, um, and is like in that provider. At least men just want to succeed at things, and they don't feel like they're succeeding if the woman is close to them. um, Growing up, my parents never taught me how to express my emotions and understand them. A lot of people who went through like difficult situations in the past, have developed this guard, if you will, against difficult things, or maybe they've been hurt by expressing their emotions, especially if it's a woman who naturally usually expresses her emotions, and feels and understands her emotions. If somewhere along the line she expressed those and then she got basically punished, or there was some negative context of her expressing herself, so now she has this guard. And when she has this guard up, it makes her into, it puts her more into her masculine energy. And when she is in her masculine energy and then she's trying to be in a relationship with another guy, um, it will basically make one of the other person switch over to their feminine, whether it's her. And if she's stubborn enough and will not basically back down, then it's probably the man who's having to be forced down into his, not really down, but just like over into his feminine um, energy. And so when a guy's in his feminine energy, he feels like there's just something a little bit out of balance there. And then also with her too, um, she feels like she has to have this guard up and almost like become like this masculine, strong presence that never expresses her feelings. Um, and so it just becomes a little bit, well, it becomes out of balance for relationships. And it's very tough to deal with this because, she has, become strong in her feminine, and he's, it's just a big conflict. What I'm thinking of right now is, Tony Robbins did a video on this same concept. And if you can find that video, I think it is on YouTube, but you just have to do some searching. Maybe type in, I don't know this for sure, but maybe type in like feminine. It's like this grandma basically, and he converts this grandma who who was in her masculine for so long. She had been abused by um, her father, and he was an alcoholic, and he physically abused her. And she became in this basically masculine core where she couldn't express her feelings, didn't understand her feelings, was scared, had this mental block to, you know, to do this, to express her feelings. And so in turn, she became this masculine presence. And then she was, probably 70 years old or so. And, through her entire life, she acted this way. And then what what often happens in those situations is where when you get like a masculine woman, a very almost like domineering woman or mother, then the kids tend to basically default to their feminine energy. And so, that's not always the case, but a lot of cases it is. And so they'll basically be submissive to a woman, in a lot of cases. And then they'll act this way throughout their whole life. So if you can find that on YouTube, that was absolutely incredible what he did for that woman. And he shifted her mindset into, into this just like glowing, feminine presence. And it was just like, it was really incredible. Um, but with this woman, she has to figure out how to overcome this, how to express her emotions, and probably just be able to trust people enough and be able to be in this vulnerable position. Um, because the consequences are difficult relationships. If she has kids, then she's going to make her kids. There's a high probability of her making her kids into like submissive men if they are in that case, or if they have daughters, they'll model their mother, and they'll also shelter themselves from feelings. And so you really just have to find a way, find a resource in there. I'm sure there's plenty. Just find a way to grow a little bit at a time, or immerse yourself in like a Tony Robbins experience, and then see if you can really shift yourself and get back into your feminine essence.